One of the things that I think is really interesting is that when I first got started helping job seekers years and years and years ago, I didn't really know what the heck I was doing. I'm going to be honest. I'll be super transparent with you. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I'd never helped a job seeker before. But I asked a lot of questions, and I started to find commonalities and common themes. It's actually one of the reasons why the name of this show is the Who You Know Show, is because I asked the questions, what's your challenges? And they said, well, I'm getting ghosted by employers. I'm applying online and it's not going anywhere. I'm not hearing anything back. And then I started to ask the questions to the people who actually landed the job, right? And I said, hey, how did you get it? What happened? Tell me the story. And what was interesting is there was commonality there too. People would say, hey, I talked to this person that introduced me to that person that connected me to this dot, connected me to that dot, and now all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, it was who you know. And I said, wow, okay. So light bulbs started going off, right? And then you hear it, right? I want you to think about this. If you're tuning in right now, listen up. How many jobs have you landed in your lifetime through a relationship or connection, right? How many of you landed through a relationship, through somebody you knew? Yeah, you had to apply still. Yeah, you had to go through some formalities and some interviews. But how did the opportunity become available? I want you to think about that for a moment. Because chances are it's who you know. Like, I think about my life, and there were some times where it's always been who you know. It's always been connection. It's always been relationship. So I remember when I tried to get into the auto industry when I was like 24, 23, 24 years old. I was getting into the auto industry. And I remember walking in, and there was this lady that I worked with at Sears when I was selling electronics. And she was the receptionist now at Hyundai. And I remember that very, very vividly because I had been going from dealership to dealership to dealership to dealership, applying in person. Back then, you could hand in your application. And I was going to dealership, and I was having interviews, and I was talking with people, but, you know, it wasn't going anywhere until I walked into that dealership, and there's this person that I worked with at Sears, and she remembered me, and she said, oh, Trevor, oh, my gosh. Oh, you're looking for a job? Oh, my gosh. Let me get the sales manager over here. Hey, Cal. And she literally called him over and said, hey, Cal, this is Trevor. You need to talk to him. He's looking for a job. Right? Bada bing, bada boom. Right? They took me more seriously simply because I had a relationship already. Right? So it's super important. And that's happened several times in my life. Right? What got me into financial services was a relationship. What got me into Sears way back in the day when I was like 18 was a relationship. Right? So I want you to think about the times in your life that you have leveraged relationships. And some of these relationships, you know, it's like they're not even that strong. Okay? Like they don't have to be super powerful relationships. These don't have to be your mom and dad type of relationship for you to get a job. I want you to understand that. That story I just told you about the receptionist, we weren't like super close. We weren't like, you know, best friends and talk a whole bunch, but she remembered me, right? She remembered me.